should know that some of the work of Glasgow Gospel Choir, some of the performances, the concerts you do, all raise money for some of these projects.
We got three schools built, standing.
That's incredible.
One, the last school is this one, this September going to be dedicated. And it's a rural boarding school. Now you know why rural, because that's my trace. Where I live is 129 miles away from Monrovia, where I was born. If I didn't have that rural school there, I don't know where it would be. Maybe I might be a hunter or a fisherman or something. I don't know what I'm going to be. I can't tell. But I'm here and I am what I'm meant to be. So the idea is to continue to build boarding schools.
Right.
And the good thing about boarding school, it keeps the purity of the children's minds to be educated, because when it comes to the city is contaminated.
Okay.
The city, they're thieves, they're this one, they're that one, you got to do this, that. Then those children that come from the interior with good respect, good manner, they become street boys and street children. So the rural boarding school will take the children from the family, bring them to school, educate them with music, with sport, everything they need around education. Monday to Friday, then they go back to their village. They go back to their village and come back. We don't want them to neglect their people by being on a mission school now and not going home. No, we want you to interchange and tell us why you are experiencing.
That's amazing.
And we can educate you through school about that. So that school is going to be open September, and we are looking for people to maybe help us with 100 pounds can help a student for the whole year in boarding, food, and the rest of it. So that's what we're looking for.
And what we'll do is we'll make sure that we share details of that on the Facebook.
I will send you the school. The school is completed now. The actual school is completed, but we need to build. The next thing we want to build is a guest house, 8 rooms guest house, where if you want to go and teach in that school for 2 months, you can go and teach there for 2 months with nothing. All you do is your flight, you get there, teach, have nice place to stay, good water in the jungle.
That's amazing. That's incredible work that you're doing. Just going back to, I mean, it seems like people have embraced what you're doing. You didn't find resistance amongst people to the gospel choir or these projects when you came? Just interested.
No, I didn't. Probably I was seeing, and I'm naive, Iain. I'm naive to racism. I'm not like people from South Africa, Zimbabwe. We have a form of racism, but it was more suppressive through authority rather than color battle.
How interesting.
It was the Congo people who were adapting the American system that were not letting the indigenous people go, but there was no color friction. We don't have any color problem at all. So where people making color gesture, I begin to realize it when I have a Zimbabwean friend, and you will notice that somebody just done a racial gesture, but apart from somebody shouting at me, like, I don't know anything else. So I never listened to what people were thinking and what they want to do. I was doing that because I was doing it for the purpose. And that was my target. And of course, people were coming to become part of that. So we just carry on that way.
That's wonderful. It feels like people have embraced it really early on. And going back to the message of the music of Zuba, I'm interested. It has all these range of musical influences on the band. I mean, I don't know what you would call the style of it. Some people have called it Afro-Celt world music. Whatever that is. There is West African percussion beat, you have soul, you have jazz, you have gospel. I wonder, did you set out to create something unique, or
no,
to be the people who came together?
Not at all. My music is called Bassabeat. It's not reggae, it's Bassabeat. So we got Bassa reggae, Bassa soul, Bassa funk.
What does that mean? What does Bassabeat mean?
Bassabeat is the additional beat from the choir group. It's a Niger-Congo massive travel link. But I call it Bassabeat because if I say rock, that's just the one tiny part of Bassa, because by the time you go through the work music, you go through the ceremonial music, you go through the spiritual music, you go through the play, the moonlight, you got everything there. You got rock there, you got soul, you got blues, you got all in that. So I call it Bassabeat. And of course, that's why it's hard to sell, because people want you to call it reggae or something.
I was going to ask you that, because even myself, when I put an album out connected to bringing African music, there was some African, some reggae, different style. People say concentrate on one style. I just wondered if that has held you back, or
no. Yeah.
For you.
When they say concentrate on one style, it's good, but as a creative person, it's a limitation.
Yeah.
It's a limitation, because when you say,
I do put you in a box, don't they? That's what I've always thought.
That's it. And if I was somebody who was brought up in that box, I would have gone for one, but I was not brought up in that box. By the time I sing, you know,
I love it.
That's not rock. That's not.
No.
And then you come, so I call it Bassabeat. Zuba Bassa Beat. We can do Bassa Gospel, we can do Bassa Reggae, Bassa Jazz, Bassa Funk, Bassa whatever you want, we can do that. And the reason I didn't follow them to it, because this Lift campaign, the charity, is what the music is for. It's not, if I'm going to be a rock star, it will be where the money goes. And that's what I devoted my time to for my 29 years in Scotland, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to go down that road, you would have, but you go to what you love and where you're drawn to.
Yeah.
I always remember, to tell you a funny story. A couple of years ago, I was bringing out a new song. I was on a radio station in Rwanda, and they asked me, what is your style of music? So obviously I hadn't listened. And I said, well, it's got a kind of fusion. It's got some Afro beat. And they looked at me and they just went, how can, this, the term they use, kind of mozungo, or, how is this person doing Afro beat? They've never actually heard, I've never heard a Westerner from my background doing Afro beat music. And they were amazed when they played it. They were like, wow. And I think you take people out of their comfort zone and out of the boxes.
But here you're in the same position with me. That's what I was telling you. You're in the exact position. You're from Scotland, and you learn the music of Scotland before you went to Africa, and you married an African. You live there, you know the culture. Now the music began to fuse in your head. So your production is not going to be just one thing. Never.
No.
Never. And it's the same thing here. So your production will be relating to something you know from Africa, related to something you learn from the language, or some parables or some wisdom you learn, you want to interpret. It's never going to be a Scottish music or a Western music or African music. And that's where and I think the production companies are very, of course they make their money, but that was where I saw their limitation. You say world music. What's world music? Every music is world music.
I hate that.
So it's a level of naivety.
I hate it.
Call it Afro jazz. We got Afro jazz. We got Afro funk. We got Afro beat, which is the house kind of that kind of dancing. But you got Afro jazz, where people just sit and chill with very, very, very good riff and stuff like that.
It feels like nothing that will fit into that generic sound that they want to put on the radio. That is. It's the flavor of the month. It's almost like fashion. Songs have to be written in this style, this beat, and if it's not in that, they don't want to play it. So anything that doesn't fit into it often, or it has a rhythm that they don't recognize as being what they perceive as Western, they put it into a world music box. And this world music box, it's not like country. It's not like one style. It's got a huge variation of different styles. It's just so
the truth way, because when you say world music, we haven't explored some of the world music yet, so people cannot handle that. But what I was thinking on there, it just slipped my mind, is the music. What the joy of the music in it is people are willing to. And I will tell you this, that from a professional point of view, music is magic. If you start studying how music works in therapy, how music with the Pakistan disease and all the time, what does it do? Because you put on a rhythm and that music is playing, that person cannot think, should I move my left foot now or should I move it now? They start moving with that rhythm, which is happening from the brain, because the brain is enhancing that action of motion. So music is not just what we play and dance to, it goes far, far, far.
Yeah, it touches the soul. What for you has been the music highlight for you, Jerry, career-wise? Could you pinpoint anything?
Well, I've done a mobile with a choir, we've done television, we've done radio, TV, and stuff like that. But I think, I mean, which one would I put? I don't know. I mean, the mobile with the choir, or Glasberian, or you see. But the thing is, people were liking the Zuba music, but they don't. We play tea in the park. Play with the levelers, listen to Baba Ma, how do you call it, Marco Madu. So I play with a mixture of people because of this style of music. So the highlight that I got from this was I learned my own confidence. That was the main thing. I learned confidence because if you play a 5/4 time signature to a Western person, they would not understand that unless they study music. Or the 6/4 or 7/4, also these funny time signature. So when I started with my old band, I was playing some traditional thing we've been singing for years and years and years. And they said, no, that's not right, it's not right. And I stood up. Now, if this was a new song, I would have changed it because I wasn't confident in the theoretical music. But because I was confident with this song, we started playing. And what happens is that it loops, and as it loops, it comes to the correction they are looking for, in the time signature.
Is that quite hard to switch your brain like that? I was thinking about that. Is it like having a straight jacket trying to play some of the styles here? Because I know that I had a well-known traditional musician come, a producer. He stayed with me 2 weeks from Rwanda to work with me, and it took him 2 days to train my brain how to sing. Chukka Chukka was like a train. This is how you pick the African rhythm. How to come in on that beat. And just seeing you talk, it is very different. Whereas the structure here in the beat must be hard. Your brain has to switch.
Yeah, because the structure here, the children are taught to play music with the counting.
Yeah.
They bring number to them immediately. Whereas if you start counting now, then we must go by the 4 bar. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4, 4. That's 1, 2, 3. What that 3, what 4. So that counting restricts you automatically. Whereas in Africa, you're not counting. You're just clapping and feeling the music when you're a child. You're feeling the music. You're singing along. Then you begin to get where the rhythm is. So you feel the music before you know the counts. It was the same case with me. I could play guitar, play lots of rhythm, from percussion to this one and that one. Then I started learning how to count in the kind of strict music. So I taught myself how to write and the rest of it. And then I began to notice, I see why. Because there's some limitation in the written music. Because some of the rhythm are so syncopated that to write that is difficult. Even myself, I can't actually write the music note of some of the things I play because it's confusing to myself because it doesn't fit in, perfectly. And that's why you listen, and then it's your feeling that adjusts some of the little rhythm to make it what is your sound. So yeah, you have to shift your head, Iain. You're doing very well because, Iain, I will ask you to help me again because I want to bring people like yourself, other musicians from all over, but because we don't have big budget to pay big star this house, we can put together a group of people like yourself. If you know other friends, I'm contacting with them. I got a lot of, and just put together maybe 9, 10 artists and take them to Liberia.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
And the reason is next year. The reason I'm starting this year so we can start raising the money. We have time.
That would be great.
We say, okay, we want to take this music, that, and then we're gonna raise the money to go, and then, because we got a lot of time. But that's one of the things that I was thinking on this because the education that the Africans need at this time is for them to know that there's people here that are interested in your language, your rhythm, your music.
Absolutely.
And these are some of the people we've been working with because that's the education needed now because this gap, African things that the West don't like, the West don't. Well, or don't want to.
this is a thing for me as well, Jerry. I don't to sound too controversial, but I think African music is so rich, and for me, it's one of my favourite genres of music. It's beyond barriers, and it should be beyond colours. You know, everybody should try and learn to embrace and feel the love and the energy that comes through it. But sometimes I feel we restrict the music to cultural nights, or we band it around something where actually it should be a universal love, something that's coming out of this music. And we should encourage more and more people to embrace it, rather than restrict it to what traditional ways of that people want us to look at that, the whole continent of Africa.
Well, right now, Glasgow Ballophone Orchestra with the ballophone, because the ballophone is the original, what you call xylophone, all of this original. Yeah. And it's a wood, it's a piece of wood, music from a piece of wood. So the ballophone orchestra is there around maybe 4 or 5 ballophone, percussion, drums, and the rest of it. So the music, as you say, is from that instrument. We develop from that instrument. What bass coming in has to be based on what that ballophone music is communicating. Even though we might bring in any other instruments that is not African related, but as long as they are interpreting what a ballophone is saying, the structure of the music become better and the same. You know, so if I was to play a guitar and you play ballophone to it, you might lost the ballophone because it's a pentatonic instrument. But if I was playing the ballophone, you can get your guitar and play along. It might be a sharp or flat, that sort of idea. So that's how the Gabo, I'm the musical director there, and that's how we're working at it. And it's an avenue for people to bring any and every instrument. We have tons there. Any African music instrument you want to play, we have it there. We're going to be offering workshops from one end to another. So, but that's one of the things last one now.
And that feels like a bridge between the different musics to that. That's fantastic.
Been there when the Lord